We're here to bring a new type of news show.
New insights, new styles, and new topics every day.
We are News Generation.
Bringing news just for you. It's Thursday, March 19th here in Seoul. I'm Lee Soo-jin, and this is News Generation. Joining us today is Chuyeon.
Hello, hello.
Hello, and also Moonji's with us.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. And both are here to speak on behalf of people in their 20s and 30s. So as we head toward the end of the work week, let's take a look at a trend that's been taking over social media feeds. So food trends seem to come and go at lightning speed here in Korea these days, but one ingredient in particular has been grabbing a lot of attention lately. So since the popularity of Dubai-style chewy chocolates, a new wave of food has been going viral online. So what is this spring food trend that's been taking over social media?
So one spring food that is gaining attention on social media is 봄동. If you visit Korean supermarkets, it's all over there. So 봄동 means spring in Korean, and it refers to a seasonal cabbage that grows in Korea in early spring. And like regular cabbage, its leaves spread outward and have a naturally sweet and crisp texture. Because of this fresh flavor, it has recently become very popular in dishes such as 봄동비빔밥, as you can see. Many people enjoy it mixed with rice, vegetables, and a light seasoning of sesame oil, gochujang, a Korean chili paste. And the thing that you're seeing is the one that I made, actually.
Ooh.
Yes, and personally, I do enjoy 봄동 나물 무침, as you can see, a simple seasoned spring cabbage salad. It's lightly mixed with soy sauce, sesame oil, garlic, and sesame seeds, and even children enjoy its mild texture and sweet taste as well. With its refreshing taste and seasonal appeal, 봄동 has quickly become a favorite spring ingredient on social media. So spring on your plate now.
I like what you said, the spring on your plate. I actually had 봄동비빔밥
Really?
yesterday,
Wow.
and it was a great experience. I actually like having meat usually in pretty much everything I eat, but it just feels really fresh.
It is.
And I think what you said was perfect. Spring on a plate.
Lovely.
And you feel healthy even after you eat it.
Indeed.
So I actually really enjoyed it, to my surprise. So what about you?
Yeah, just tracing back where this trend has came from. A 2008 clip of Korean entertainer Kang Ho-dong eating this 봄동 bibimbap on a variety show kind of has resurfaced, making this the hottest food trend in South Korea these days. Related dishes like 봄동 겉절이 or 된장찌개 are also riding the wave of popularity. Personally, I'm a vegetable hater, so I haven't tried 봄동 bibimbap yet. But after hearing Juyeon's description and the lovely photo that she provided us, I think I have to try one someday in a very close future. Also, whenever I eat bibimbap, I always put lots of gochujang in order to not taste the vegetables. But this time I will lessen the gochujang and I will actually taste the 봄동.
So that's so relatable. A lot of people tend to load up on the gochujang with bibimbap, and also they like to have meat in their bibimbap, like me, and but all this actually ends up masking the actual flavors. But spring dishes like this, such as 봄동, are really about letting those fresh, seasonal ingredients shine. So it's the perfect time to try something a little different. So we're going to talk more about this, but first, let's take a look at the screen. With trends in Korea coming and going at lightning speed, it can be hard to keep up. One reason they feel so short-lived is that many are tied to the seasons. A growing trend known as Seasonalcore in Korea encourages people to fully enjoy and document things that can only be experienced at a particular time of year, from seasonal foods to fashion and lifestyle activities. Today on News Generation, we take a closer look at some of the items gaining popularity this spring, from vegetables and seafood that are currently in season to other experiences people in Korea look forward to enjoying during the spring months. As we just saw in a video, seasonal trends are shaping the way people eat and spend. And one concept that's gaining attention among younger consumers is something called seasonal core here in Korea. So what exactly is a seasonal core trend that's taking off among consumers in Korea?
Well, good question. It means that you do eat where something in that specific season. So Seasonalcore, again, it refers to a trend where people actively enjoy and share things that can only be experienced in a specific season. This includes seasonal foods, as we talked about it before, and fashion and lifestyle activities. For example, people do enjoy dishes made with seasonal ingredients such as spring vegetables or summer fruits. And when it comes to fashion, they might wear outfits that reflect the mood of the season, like light cotton in summer, or warm layers in winter. And also, lifestyle activities also change with the seasons, such as going to see autumn leaves or enjoying spring picnics. In other words, it's about fully embracing what each season uniquely offers. So many Gen Z users share these lovely moments on social media. But the thing is, as climate change makes the seasons feel less clear, people want to appreciate the feeling of the season while it lasts for a couple of weeks. For Gen Z, enjoying seasonal flavors and experiences has become a new form of meaningful consumption now. So after all, if it's in season, why not enjoy it to the fullest?
I agree. And that's really interesting. So it's not just about food, but about enjoying and documenting the feeling of the season itself. And this mindset is also influencing what people choose to eat at different times of the year. So how are people then incorporating this seasonal core trend into their diets or their meals, Moonju?
Yeah, so driven by a now or never mindset, people are actively hunting down seasonal fruits and seasonal seafoods, vegetables, capturing and sharing these culinary moments on their social media. Just a month ago, during the freezing winter, oysters and fatty fish like yellowtail were the seasonal flavors. People also enjoyed apples, which are typical winter fruits. And I actually remember myself having a yellowtail twice in a row at the exactly same place. And also, during the winter, we also have our classic go-to foods like 붕어빵 or roasted sweet potatoes, especially the ones that we could find in food trucks. But now, spring greens are officially taking over this trend in South Korea.
Right, so the idea is really about enjoying ingredients at their peak while they last. And with spring now here, that naturally brings attention to seasonal vegetables that are just starting to appear. So we talked about spring cabbages, but what other spring vegetables are currently in season?
Well, Minji, you just made us very hungry right now. Yes. So as you mentioned earlier, yes. So the idea is about doing and eating the thing at their peak. With spring here, seasonal vegetables are starting to appear. So besides spring cabbages, a variety of spring greens are also in season. One popular example is 냉이, also known as shepherd's purse. Interesting. It looks like the little purse once carried by shepherds back in the days. 냉이 is a wild spring herb, often seasoned simply with soy sauce, chili flakes, sesame oil, and garlic, or added to 된장찌개, which is a Korean soybean paste stew, in order to enhance its flavor. And another seasonal favorite is mina리, or Korean water parsley. Recently, as Korean ingredients become more widely known, it is also often referred to simply as mina리. It's often enjoyed with 삼겹살, grilled pork belly, where the fresh herb adds a bright and refreshing taste with mina리. So the key is not to cook it too much, just let the leftover heat soften it a little bit so it stays crisp and fresh. When that happens, it almost feels like you are tasting spring in every bite. So it's a simple way to taste spring.
And looking at the clips and also the list that you just talked about, it seems like they're all really healthy foods as well, so you can enjoy without feeling guilty. And it sounds both healthy and flavorful. Those strong spring aromas are something people really look forward to after winter. And of course, there are other seasonal ingredients that make their way into popular spring dishes. So what other spring ingredients or dishes should people try this spring?
Oh yeah, spring is also the peak season for 쪽파 or scallions, right? Because they are grown outdoors during this time of the year and they are packed with nutrients. A true spring delicacy is 쪽파전, a savory pancake made by mixing these fresh scallions into a simple batter of flour and eggs and water, as you can see from our screen right now, and pan frying it in oil to perfection, okay? And we certainly can't leave out yeolmu, young radish. In Korea, families typically make their batches of winter kimchi and in late autumn, which means during this time of the year, they are kind of running out of the kimchi. And thus, to fill this gap, people make fresh kimchi using these young radishes. In fact, a bowl of yeolmu kimchi bibimbap is every bit as delicious as this trending 봄동비빔밥, as you can see from our screen here.
So those dishes really captured the taste of spring in Korea. Simple ingredients, but very seasonal and comforting. And to gain a more in-depth perspective, we're going to speak with someone who makes content based on Korean food. And that conversation will take place right after the break, so don't go anywhere.
NewsGen wants to hear from you. Go to YouTube and search out Channel Arirang News. Click Posts and cast your vote in the poll. Make a new type of news with us.
Joining us today is Matthew from Poland, who shares a wide range of Korean dishes and recipes with his audience online. So hello, Matthew. Thank you so much for connecting with us today.
Oh, hello. I'm very thankful for inviting me for the show. Hello, everyone. I'm Matthew from Poland. I live in South Korea and I love Korean food.
We're also very glad to have you on since you were one of the people that made this trend go viral. So what do you think of the spring cabbage or 봄동 bibimbap trend, and what's your own recipe for it?
Actually, I very enjoyed that trend because like the trend in Korea, it's very fast. It changes like every week, every month. But they all enjoy like some sweets or stuff. But this time it's like 봄동 is like, it feels like a spring. And it's actually good for your body, good for your digestion. It's very like it nourishes your body, but it's just spring cabbage. So when the season starts, like you can make a bibimbap. It's like not very seasoned. It's like slightly seasoned, just with like like the sesame oil, or you can use 된장, gochujang for that. Not many hard seasoning for that, and then you just mix it with rice. You can add some meat in that, or you can just eat it with like a fried egg, and I think it's very nice. It's very balanced dish, and it's just still highlighting the freshness of the cabbage.
I see. So we do know that you have uploaded so many Korean dishes in your social media. Then which Korean spring ingredient is your favorite, and how do you use it, Matthew?
I think when the spring starts here, my number one, I think, is 봄동, and the second one would be, I think, two of them. It's 달래, which is, how do you call this in English? I'm not sure, but it's kind of a very fresh aroma, and it feels like the spring starts in here. So, but it's also, you just season lightly with soy sauce or with gochugaru, which is the Korean, like the red pepper, like the crushed red pepper. And it's very nice for like the fried meat or fried vegetables, which you can enjoy in Korean barbecue, or you can just eat it easily with like kim, which is the pressed seaweed, and just mix it with rice.
Yeah, I see. So now that we've only talked about Korean ingredients right now, what do you think are some, Polish ingredient or spring ingredients specifically that you think Koreans might also like it?
When the spring starts in Poland, I always enjoyed the sandwiches for breakfast my mom always made, which was with the small radishes in the pink color. And also she topped that with like the fresh chives, which has very fresh but a little bit spiciness in that. But also we have like spinach, which is sign of spring in Poland too. And I think like people in Korea, they would very enjoy that because you can just make it like the chive you can use for the topping for pancakes or for kind of like the bibimbap dishes, but the spinach, which is 시금치. You can just easily make it with like some soy sauce or doenjang, which is soybean paste, the fermented soybean paste, and make it like a Korean style kind of 나물. Yeah, like the Korean traditional salad, which is a side dish also for the all kind of food.
I'm really glad you pointed out all the different spring ingredients and vegetables that are available because I also, as someone who has tried 봄동 recently, I really feel like what's great about spring vegetables and food is that it feels really healthy, but it's not exactly bland, so you can also have a good time eating it while feeling healthy as well. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing insights with us today.
Thank you so much.
So we just heard from a Korean food influencer from Poland who shared his take on spring cabbage bibimbap, the most memorable spring dish he's tried, and even recommended some Polish seasonal ingredients Koreans may not be familiar with. So seasonality doesn't stop at vegetables. It plays a huge role in seafood as well. So which seafood is in season in Korea right now, Jian?
Well, there are so many must-eat seafood in Korea, but when it comes to spring, Jukumi, or wedfoot octopus, or known as baby octopus, is one of the seafoods that is especially popular in spring in Korea. It is a seasonal favorite. It is often stir-fried with spicy sauce, but in spring, many people prefer lighter dishes like jukumi shabu-shabu, which is a hot pot where thin slices of octopus are briefly cooked in broth to enjoy its natural flavor that is. It tastes especially good with minari, Korean water parsley. And spring jukumi is particularly delicious because the head is full of raw, fresh, the fish eggs I'm talking about, and it gives a rich and nutty flavor. Along Korea's west coast, many people do enjoy boat trips where they can try jukumi fishing, which is sort of a popular spring activity. So a true taste of spring from the sea now.
Now I'm like truly excited for spring.
You are.
So this sounds like the perfect way to enjoy the natural flavors of spring seafood, and I personally love seafood, so let's keep talking about it for a bit more. So what other spring seafood is available this time?
Oh wow, okay, now I'm getting really hungry right now, but we are not done talking about the fish. So other seafoods, yeah. When you think of spring sashimi, we have todari or flounder, which is undoubtedly the most famous one. It is often enjoyed sliced long and thin, like noodles, or boiled into a comforting soup called todari sukguk, featuring seasonal spring mugwort. Sea pineapple mongge or sea squirts midodeok also hit their peak season in the spring, and while they are incredibly delicious, simply dipped in chochang, which is sweet and spicy gochujang, spring is the perfect time to enjoy them as a hearty bibimbap, tossed with fresh vegetables like lettuce and chives and perfectly seasoned with chochang and a drizzle of sesame oil.
So all of these dishes really highlight how spring flavors come together in Korean cuisine. So beyond food, however, there are also plenty of seasonal experiences people can look forward to. So what experiences can people enjoy in Korea during springtime?
Good question. Well, spring in Korea is not just about food. We do some stuff. It's also about flowers, you know. If you travel to the southern regions now, you can already see beautiful mewa or plum blossoms and sansu, known as carnelian cherry blossoms. And also the Gwangyang Mewa Festival and the Kure Sansu Festival are especially popular spring destinations in Korea. And in about 10 days, cherry blossom festivals will begin all across the nation, the country, turning cities and parks into pink or white landscapes. At many of these festivals, you can also enjoy seasonal spring foods, of course, which makes the experience even more delightful and special indeed. Even without a festival, visiting Korea's peaceful royal palaces or Buddhist temples here to see the flowers can be just as beautiful. So please just come to Korea in spring and you'll find something to see, something to eat, and something to enjoy everywhere.
So basically delicious, healthy food and also fun activities that involve beautiful flowers. What more can you want?
That's a perfect fit.
So that really captures the essence of spring here in Korea, food and scenery combined. And for those looking for something a bit more hands-on, there are also unique activities as well. So what are some unique spring activities people can try in Korea, Minju?
Oh, there are very unique activities that you could try. A springtime activity is experiencing the tidal flats on the west coast. This is a very unique experience. Normally, harvesting seafood in Korean mudflats is strictly reserved for licensed individuals. However, during the spring, these areas temporarily open to the public, providing rentals for, rubber boots and workwear so anyone can experience clam digging firsthand, with programs widely available just outside of Seoul, such as in Ganghwa Island. It makes for a perfect weekend day trip, I think.
You probably would never usually catch me. You would never catch me like getting my feet dirty on purpose or my
No.
hands dirty. But then because it just happens in the spring, like you said,
Yeah.
I think I would be willing to go.
Yeah, I will. I mean, I'm not going to say I will, but I will try, yeah.
So as we've seen today, spring in Korea is all about enjoying ingredients at their freshest. From seasonal vegetables to seafood and even outdoor experiences, it's a time to fully embrace what the season has to offer. So whether it's through food or a simple day out, now might be the perfect time to savor a taste of spring. And that brings us to the end of today's episode of News Generation. But News Gen will be back tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Korea time with more stories and discussions. Big thanks to Chuhyun.
Have a lovely spring-like day.
You too, and also Moonju.
Thanks for having me today.
And to our viewers, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you take the time to enjoy the flavors and trends of this year's spring. We are News
News
Generation.